Alright lads, are you ready for my costume reveal?
We're ready, we're ready.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, it's me. It's the minion.
Oh
Remember the quote? Me
I
one
can't
banana.
believe how bad.
Oh my god,
Look
you
at
are
you.
older than
thought-
30. That's
Square the
crazy.
na.
I felt bad about
Whack,
my costume.
whack. Thank you, Bello. Bello. Alright, hello, ladies and
Whoa.
gentlemen, boys
Yo.
and girls. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Hello.
We should say
Hello,
before
how
we
are
get
you
into it
doing?
though, first of all, welcome everyone. Arthur, who's been on the channel before, he's here. I'm not going to finish that sentence, even though it rhymes. And Boy is here to help us talk about some scary stuff. The scariest thing of all, though, is that we are, in fact, half as dressed up as characters. Andy, we are dying to see what you look like, though. But
Well, what are you dressed as first? We gotta let the
I will
audience
give
know.
it for the people who don't have visuals. I'll give an audio rendition to give a clue to a sitcom that people might have watched. This is in the scene. It's me and Colin here. Do you really expect me not to push you up against the wall, biatch? All right, hey, been a lot of fun to talk about prison today, but I'm here to scare you straight. In prison, you are someone's bitch. Oh, Colin, looking like a snack. My friend. Sorry, hold on. It's not over. It's not over. Don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap. I robbed, and kidnapped the president's son, held him for ransom. What do we eat? Glad you asked. Gruel sandwiches, gruel omelets, nothing but gruel plus your own hair. I'm getting there for last part.
Oh wow. This goes on. This is a soliloquy at this point.
It's so bad. Okay, last bit. The worst thing about prison. Fuck. I can't even do it.
It's really true what they say that like Hal is the guy that laughs at his own jokes.
It's not even my own joke though. I can't even finish it. Okay, it's basically prison Mike from The Office. Oh my god. The worst thing about prison was the Dementors.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't even breathe.
I think I'm gonna find hell under my fucking bed with a stiffy later tonight.
Oh my god! Oh, I love that. Yeah, prison Mike. Thank you, everyone.
Anyway, I found some real horror to start. Even before we begin, yes. It is a comment someone left on one of Mishmash's videos. Apparently, I bet Rule 63 Conrad Kurz has the fattest pussy.
Oh,
wow! Goddamn right.
Oh,
wow.
That's disgusting.
Well, I am in a costume. I am dressed up as my favorite real life character. And no, Andy, you may not post this on stream. This is a joke for us.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Let's have a look at this.
Preemptive.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
That's like my favorite photo of you, to be fair.
It is. Describe it for the audio listeners.
It's a great t-shirt.
Oh, it's me in a shirt that just says "I heart anal," flexing every muscle in my body while staring at nothing. As my eyes go in opposite directions.
There is what I can only describe as a demented smile on his face, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I was very happy.
I heart anal, and you have a butthole.
All right, lads, are you ready for my costume reveal?
We're ready. We're ready.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, it's me. It's the minion. Remember the quote? Me one banana.
Can't believe how bad.
Oh my god, you are older than 30. That's crazy.
I felt bad about my costume.
Thank you, Bello. All right. Okay,
oh my god! The cringe is making like a little tumor bloom on my back, like a little fucking Mike Wazowski. Jesus. Fuck, there's another one.
The thing was, I went through Amazon's costumes and I was like, "What's less than a tenner?" And this was
that's fair.
Like, that'll do.
I like it. I like it.
That'll
you
do.
know,
man.
And it's to be fair, if I ever saw a minion in 40k, I would grab the heavy flamer. So, with that said, today we are talking about absolutely terrifying things in Warhammer in general. We're not talking about fun, like, oh, an orc ate a guy once, but he's kind of funny when he runs out of ammo. Like, no, this is like, if it wasn't with the kind of I guess like campness almost of Warhammer, where it's like, oh, it's all a bit of fun, you'd be horrified if it existed. So I believe we're starting off top left to top right to bottom left, and I'm ending us out. We're going
Can we look at the gloves, please, Andy? For the visual learners amongst us, can we have a demonstration of the gloves, please?
I had to cut a hole in this so I could use my mouse properly, but that's to me. Also, speaking of gloves, just to let you all know, there's only 1 week left of our Orchidate merch drop, and if you check out the QR code on the top left, you can scan that and get yourself a shirt before they're gone on November 7th. So with that all said, it's time.
Colin, would anyone care to describe as well what the Colin, the merch particular artistic direction was taken?
You've surely seen the King of the Hill lineup where they're all standing in front of the fence. Well, imagine that, but it's the Lorecrimes crew. Instead of drinking beer, at least Eli has a glass labeled cum. And we are all either bearing or already with child.
Okay, well, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Colin,
no, continue.
Would you like to? Oh, before the yeah. Other than that being incredibly terrifying for people, as well as our hairlines, Colin, would you care to start us off? Well, this is the weird part. We had that opening, and now we have to be like really serious. So this is gonna be really difficult.
Try me,
Colin. What terrifies you in Warhammer?
You know, we're gonna start off with some, something pretty simple for Warhammer. Scary things, right? Good old Nagash. We've got the baseline of he's already a spooky skeleton, right? Like we all know the song "Spooky Scary Skeletons."
Hi.
He's a skeleton.
Wow, that really took you off your flow that hard, man. You gotta switch condiments because that weak sauce ain't gonna work. You're having me on this stream, fucking. You gotta know I'm disruptive as all hell. So no, man, you gotta just bulldoze through that.
You're gonna start booing as well.
I'm gonna
boo.
No, Colin. That's no. We don't break out bestiality 10 minutes in.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
We can get to that later.
Okay,
the gentleman in the back.
We'll keep that threat in the back pocket.
Yeah, no, that's a threat. Yeah, sure. 1 second. What's your address again, real quick?
The prison pocket, if you will.
No, go ahead. Talk about Nagash. It'd be cool. It's fine.
He. Good lord. He's a little utterly terrifying in my humble opinion. Be it AOS or 40k, I feel like a man who decides he's going to create necromancy, slaughters a fucking million people to do it, and then succeeds. That's his baseline. That was his opening act. As he goes on his life, he kills everything in one nation and brings them back as zombies, skeleton things. They were zombies, and then they lost their skin, and then they were skeletons. He's as much as the funny voice line, such as the power of Nagash. The full quote of that is him telling you that you can't run away. He's gonna kill you, and then when he does kill you, he's gonna throw your soul in a cage and laugh as he sticks like pinhead hooks into it. He's utterly fucking horrifying, especially because when you die, right, you just go to him. Even in fantasy, he ate the god of the dead. So for a little bit, he was that. And in Age of Sigmar, he just is the god of the dead because he ate the rest of the other ones. So you can't get away from him. You're screwed eventually, or no one lives forever. God, notwithstanding the occasional, God or whatever in Warhammer, 99% of people don't live forever. So you die, and you find the afterlife is a lot more Egyptian and Black Pyramid-y than you thought it would be. You queue up, you get in line, and then if you're very unlucky, a 100-foot tall pope made out of bones is gonna just throw your soul somewhere you would probably rather not your eternal soul be thrown. He might jam you in a jar full of skeletons and make a super skeleton warrior. He might turn you into a ghost. Some of those ghosts are horrifying. Like, were you a healer? Did you enjoy, were you a doctor? Like a good, good person doing what you can? Well, he's going to jam hooks on your hands and make your ghostly body kill people while you're conscious about it. Because he sucks. And because you healed people, you denied him death, as is his right. He looks like kind of a goober because, whenever he does anything, he loses. Because all of his plans are either I win everything or the plan just doesn't work.
Or Skaven.
Well, yeah, the Skaven are usually why it doesn't work. But that's for people who aren't like the top 10, Dragon Ball Z power scaled, whatever Age of Sigmar fantasy characters, he shows up and you just kind of die. Like there is no stopping it. And if you do stop it again, he's the god of death. Wait 50 years and he's getting you one way or another. Like it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's almost as terrifying as his ego, which I find the most terrifying thing about him, really.
Yeah, I like in Age of Sigmar, the city found a way to cheat death. He can't have that, so he turned like their soul reflecting mirrors inward, and now no one was ever able to get out. Even in death.
How did they bring him back in the end times? If I remember, it wasn't
after the end times.
No, during the end time. Wasn't there a
yeah. Well, I mean, it was an elf child, so she was probably like 100, but still by their standards, a child, yeah.
Wow, the Vulcans.
Yeah, they took the Sigmar Pope, bound him, and the process to resurrect him in Volkamar's body was so painful that even the collective vampires and other undead were watching that happen in horror, like, Jesus Christ, this is abominable. It also required Aliathra, the Everchild, although that the Everchild as a position doesn't actually mean anything until they get the Everqueen soul. So that one kind of went whack, and all he got was the Curse of Cain. But in terms of, what this looked like to outsiders, like the elf version of like a 15-year-old and an old man were horrifically tortured and magically mutilated. And then a 100-foot tall skeleton showed up, glassed a country, and now everyone has to deal with that as the undead rose across the planet.
Well, that sounds fun,
doesn't it? It's like, it's like classic, old kind of horror, right? You've got like he controls all the dead. So that's another thing going in Nagash's favor. There's no just like, oh, he's a skeleton man. There's vampires under his control, zombies, ghosts, skeletons, ghouls. If there's a horror monster, he can throw it at you or all at once if he really fucking hates you.
Sorry, Andy is staring like intensely into my soul. Did we lose the footage as well? I think we might have.
I tried to send more of the footage. It just gave me an error and wouldn't work.
Whoops,
all of the pain I went through in that match meant nothing.
I'm sorry, Andy was just staring into my soul so intensely. I was just getting a little bit I was acting unwise there.
Yeah. So like it does sound like Nagash is more of an intimidating type of villain. That kind of fear, the fear of overwhelming strength kind of deal.
I mean, it is, but it's also like he's inevitable because he's the god of death. Like if you can blow him apart 100 times with the cannons. He invented necromancy and is the god of death. It doesn't do anything when you blow his body up. He just kind of hovers back home and shows up.
Yeah, that is also very fair.
Not to be confused with the god of the death, which would be way less intimidating, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only do it once.
It is, again, like Warhammer doesn't show it off very much because, as a war game, there's like a minimum level of kick-ass you need to be to participate. So a
Mhm.
zombie horde doesn't matter much. But, if you're one of those like 50, all those background people that are, it's like when a world is blown up in 40K and it's a single sentence that amounts to like 1 billion people's lives just snuffed out. If you're a background citizen in Age of Sigmar or even fantasy for a lot of points of its history, it, it's like I said, it's like every horror movie coming at you at once. Like the undead are amassing, the vampires, they're devouring people's souls and drinking their blood. It is every horror movie is under his arsenal. Like jump scares, like slow building dread if he wants to. Like I'm at like that. I think the 4th edition trailer where it shows like what is it? That's the lady who was turned into a Stormcast when she first dies, and the gash is just holding her soul. It's like it's an inevitable, overwhelming power, and I'm proud. I don't have the oratory skill to narrate it properly. I feel, but it is again like it's unrelenting horror of every like horror movie monster there is. He's throwing those all at you, and at the end of that conga line from hell, there is the master of necromancy and the dead. So it is in the right circumstances, which due to Warhammer's nature doesn't get shown very much for Warhammer horror. Sorry to bring that up, Arthur. I know that.
Wait, what?
Sorry to bring up Warhammer horror in front of you. I know you've had strong opinions about some of those stories.
You know what? I'm talking about Warhammer horror when it gets to me, so don't worry. Don't you worry.
Fair enough, but he doesn't show up in those because you don't break out in like the spooky small town horror story, The God of the Dead. But
yeah, that'd be a little bit of a jump to the end all be all of the scariness. So
yeah, but even with that, he is the one. And what if you read a Warhammer horror story in Age of Sigmar, he is at the end of that conga line. It is, even if you beat the horror, you will learn. If you want the Lovecraftian madness break, you will learn that you beat that one horror. Like you get the one protagonist who lives the horror story. That one vampire you managed to kill, stake through the heart. That was his like Z team. He's endless hordes of zombies, endless hordes of skeletons, countless powerful vampires. If he was ever portrayed well, you could probably make him one of the scariest people in Warhammer, at least for a certain definition of it.
Nice.
But at the same time, we do like this goofy Skeletor,
especially his older model. That's a pretty good.
The gash.
It's a strong opening though, which I'll ask Arthur then. What do you bring to the table in terms of what would make you, literally shit the bed?
So, for a little bit of criteria, like, I mean this with no sense of hyperbole. If you know me, like, decently behind the scenes, a thing that not a lot of people know is that I know a lot more about, like, the history of horror media, horror movies, and just everything involving it, more than I know anything about Warhammer. Like, when it comes to, like, novels, movies, music, and like internet horror, I tend to try and stay incredibly informed because it's been my favorite genre since I was a wee baby. So I really was excited when I decided to do a deep dive into the Warhammer horror catalogs, which I don't know. Do they still do those? Because I know they tried to make like a differentiation between like Warhammer genres so that they could make a brand, but I don't know. But
I don't think they've done one for a while, have they? Because
they might have, because I see them stock the shelves more so with Warhammer Crime, because apparently that's the one that like people really, really like, which is cool. Warhammer Crime, from the ones that I've read, are pretty good, but Warhammer Horror I find is so hit or miss, but they always try their best. One of the things that I was thinking of talking about was, I think it was, oh God, it was something and the Damned. I think it was the Lost and the Damned anthology series. Like, that's filled with a bunch of interesting characters, like the commissar that went insane due to his Zinchian curse and ended up seeing heresy and everything around him and killed his entire like platoon. and only to find out that they were fighting no one the entire time. Which is, by the way, the audiobook narrated by what's his name, the actor for Pinhead in the Hellraiser movies. What's his name?
Shit, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Oh my god,
That's
I can't
cool
remember
as
his
hell.
name. Pinhead actor. Yeah, because Doug Bradley. Doug Bradley actually does a lot of narrations for horror novellas and novels on Audible. He does a lot of stuff for Clive Barker, he's my favorite horror author. But I didn't think those were too scary. So after going through it, there's like a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of dog shit, terrible caca poo poo doo doo books that suck ass. They suck dick. They're balls from the shaft. They're shit from an ass. They suck all. They're terrible, and they're like, it literally just feels like someone went into the office and it was like, "Hey, we're doing a Warhammer horror brand thing. Make a horror story. Okay, what do you want me to make it about? A horror? No. Like, what do you mean? No, horror. What are the themes? Horror. You're not hearing me." And then they do something. That same executive would come in and be like, make it scarier. And then they just didn't elaborate how. Now, there are some.
I just want to scare we. Do you mean psychological or gore? Or is it, I just want to scare
I said scary, idiot.
Yeah. So there's a lot that don't seem to understand how to properly incite dread. But there are a few that I think are pretty good. So I've picked one, technically two, because there's two characters that I want to talk about. One of them is the most prolific killer in the entirety of 40K's modern setting, probably racking up a kill count in, if I could be liberal with my estimates, the billions. And she's just a human, like just a normal ass person, and I stand by it. It's genuinely some of the better writing. Now, for those who don't know, I'm referring to a short story for the Warhammer Horror audiobook, or not even audiobook. It was an audio drama with multiple actors, a soundscape, and it's a very beautiful read if ever you get a chance. I actually did like it, and it's called The Watcher in the Rain. It is pretty 7 out of 10. It's good. It gets the passing grade from me, and I thought it was really cool. Is it anything superlative? No, but it was passable in a sea full of shits.
7 out of 10 is still good.
Of course. It's great. It was good.
I mean, look, I will. It's not to sidetrack from you too much, but I will hold that like a 5 out of 10 is worth your time. That is completely average. No. It is. You don't regret having read it. It's completely average, and most things are going to be average. That's how average works.
Yeah. No, that was me with Watcher in the Rain. It was pure 7 out of 10. It was like a solid read. I would genuinely read it again because it was a very enjoyable thing. The actors did a great job. Okay, this is a tangent. Shout out to Perdition's Flame, another one of the books that were released at the same time. Yep. Made me crash out at how terrible the plot was, but it had my favorite narrators for all of like 40K. And I'm just like, man, come on.
This could have been something good.
You played who's that dark elf bitch from Baldur's Gate 3? What was that?
I think it's Mithra.
Yeah, something like
Mithra.
Yeah, she was in that.
In the Goblin Caves.
Being mean to NPCs makes me feel bad, so she always died.
Yeah. So yeah, it was her. She was in that. And there was also the Alec Worley, I believe, I forgot what his name is. The guy who does the voices for the Night Lords trilogy. He was in that, and he's goddamn awesome. But neither here nor there. This book had a bunch of names that I didn't fully recognize, and all of them were pretty good. But basically, the character that I first want to talk about, this is a two-parter, so I'm kind of cheating here, is Serena Malice. So there's an event going on this planet. It's just some middle of nowhere administratum planet that doesn't seem to really have much going for it other than it's just an administratum planet. There's just the endless grind of the cogs of the Imperium that have to grind or else nothing's going to get done. But as of recently, there was a storm, and this storm has lasted months. And it started as a trickle with a haze of fog coming in from the distance, seemingly like a a thick sheet that never seemed to leave. And once it was there, the rain only got worse and worse and worse, to the point where day in and day out now it is torrential rains with lightning strikes that devastate entire city blocks. And I love this because the story follows the perspective of a junior inquisitor, someone who genuinely just started the job, going to the planet, trying to find out what's been going on, as there was a mislabeled shipment of rations that were sent to a local local guard regiment. This local not local, but like a planet nearby, got rotten rations that their expiration dates didn't line up with when they were supposed to be sent. The rations they got were supposed to be sent closer to the world that they were on rather than a little bit further away. And it led to the deaths of 52 people total. I think it was 20 from starvation and 30 from executions due to cannibalism. So
Jesus.
the junior inquisitor was going to find out, because this is something that doesn't happen. So he's like, this is something that came from malicious intent. We have to find out why. So he shows up and he finds this lady who was seemingly suspiciously trying to get off the planet with a fake name, because she seemed a lot more nervous than everybody else. And it's her name is Serena Malice. And she's just this like nervous scribe adept that's very scared of what's going on, but she always seems like she knows a little bit more than she's letting on. Throughout the book, it's her and him, after all the planes and all the ships have taken off, just kind of going back and forth. And he does not trust her in the slightest. He thinks that she's a heretic and has murdered like over like 36 people. So he has to take her in. That's a crime worth like a couple floggings and at least 2 execution attempts. So he has her in cuffs this entire time, and the entire time she's pleading her innocence. And they go into this sub basement because they're trying to get to his ship, which is going to lead to the big one that he has up in orbit. They have to get off before the poles of the planet shift and the world itself becomes so destabilized that it's basically going to be impossible to leave. The planet itself is going to be cut off by a warp storm relatively soon too, which they think is the reason for the shifting polarities and the storms and whatever. But it turns out, once they go into like the medical wing of a local administratum temple, because they have a med bay for the mentally sick in the administratum, which is insanely dark to think about. That
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You're sick. You're a gibbering maniac that can no longer do your duty. Get in the oubliette. That's literally what they did. There's an entire scene where they're walking
into the cage,
and there's literally like 3 foot by 3 foot holes in the ground with hands reaching out from them, of people screaming that they just want to get their work done rather than actually stay in the hole for longer. And they've been there for a while. And it's terrifying because the area is filling up with water from the storms, and they're the first to go because they're in a little cage in the bottom. But as they're going, they're noticing that everybody there has like this deranged look, and they keep bringing up this entity simply known as the Watcher in the Rain, which is technically the second entity that I want to bring up, but we'll get there. So Serena Malice.
Well, before... you're still going. Keep going.
Oh no, if I'm interrupting you guys, if you got that one on to read out, fucking give her, dude.
I was about to say, I was so locked in for this great telling of lore, and then I look over and there's a minion staring at me on the screen.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a story
like,
that I genuinely like.
It's such a juxtaposition. No, keep going, man. It's really good.
Okay, all right. So Serena and this Inquisitor, whose name, God, let me see if I can find his name on the wiki really quickly. His name is Stephen Crucius. That's his name. Inquisitor Stephen Crucius. Inquisitor Stephen. Okay. So Stephen and Serena end up going through literally hell, but they keep the insanity of it is that every time this entity known as the Watcher in the Rain is brought up, you see Serena kind of demand that Stephen don't pay attention to it, don't recognize that it's there, is the words that she keeps using. And for a second, he looks out on the parapet where they're at to the lower levels, and he swears that in the distance he can see something gargantuan that he can't truly make out. And just immediately he just like locks in, and his eyes shut as he is forced to relive what is one of the most traumatic memories of his life, which was him having to go into an underhive and interrogate his mother for stealing rations or something. I forgot what the exact crime was, but he ended up killing her. And it was from the Inquisition. It was basically the final test that the Inquisition was giving him, is like, would you kill your own mother if they committed a crime? And he did it, and that's how he became an Inquisitor. And he comes back and he's like, what was that? And then she's like, just don't think about it. Don't think about it. And they kept fighting their way through this horde of maniacs that recognized Serena, and they kept trying to drag her into their horde. And they were kind of leaving Stephen Crucius alone because that wasn't their target. It was always Serena. And this is when things get a little interesting, because as they're trying to board his ship, in the distance, you just see this massive, almost unknowable construct, a creature of pallid flesh and wasted limbs, gaunt and tall, but the height of it doesn't really matter. It just feels like, even though it is something that is not human, you are looking at it and realize that that's not how whatever this is supposed to look. This is something beyond comprehension. No physical facial features to recognize, but Stephen only gets a bare glimpse at it through the rain and through the fog, and recognizes that this is some kind of creature beyond like recognition. This is literally a horror from beyond the cosmos, and he just blacks out. He wakes up on the bridge of his ship as Serena ended up flying them out, saving his life. And because of that, he writes down a little note in his little inquisitorial pad that I absolve her of sin. I have found out that she is not the one that has done it. It was simply an error that was done in jest. Terminate all whatever on her name. He clicks record, and clicks end recording, and the second he does that, a las bolt fires directly into the center of his gut as she pulls out a las pistol that she was hiding. Now that her record's clean, she reveals that, one, her name is not Serena Malice, it's actually Greta Verne, and two, the account that he found from 2 years ago that was an accidental misfiling. Yeah, that was an accident. That was also only the first time she did that. And when she found out that no one was coming for her after that, she intentionally misfiled about 1 in 5 documents every batch every day for 2 years straight, which intentionally misfiling, she said, probably over hundreds of thousands of documents to cause as much damage as humanly possible, bringing her kill count potentially into the billions, because she even talked about how she's responsible for the deaths of entire starships that did not get refueling on time, and the entirety of their occupants ended up freezing to death in the void. And that thing that was on the planet appeared for her. She killed so many people that some godlike entity noticed her. And that's what the Watcher in the Rain was. And she realized that the more she recognized it, the more the information was being beamed in her head. So as long as she existed in a state of constant denial, she was relatively fine. But the longer she kept doing her thing, the more that thing was being able to be seen by the people who were in similar positions to her, aka the adepts that were on that planet. And because of that, she just wanted to get off the planet because she didn't think it could follow her. She summoned some kind of entity that we never truly know what it is. And the interesting part about Serena's story is that she flies to a local guard regiment ship that was a ship that she fucked with the food shipment, and they bring her and the other individual on there and tell the guards to whisk her away as quickly as humanly possible to the kitchen and make sure none of the crew sees them. And I think Serena Malice, or Greta Verne, is one of the most interesting and genuinely a compelling horror villain in like 40K, because the number she racked up, insane. And also the Watcher in the Rain, we don't know what that is. It's never explained. Is it a warp-born monstrosity? I don't know. Is it a giant alien that just somehow can detect when vast quantities of murder have happened? I don't know. We know at least one of those is true, but it's never been brought up ever again.
Oh,
Hell yeah, man. That's a hell of a good
Yeah.
submission, though. Damn. Bro's got me locked in so hard I actually shut up.
well, all the chat was just like, we need a wave check from Hal because he's not
I
moving.
don't have any.
Yeah.
Can you do a wave check
bro.
for everyone, Hal? Just a quick wave.
I mean, it's just hairline. It's just hair. It's just white boy hair. So
Yeah.
can a white boy just act up sometimes?
Um,
Andy, we have donations.
we do. We have about 20 odds. So
Oh, damn.
My bad,
Okay.
G.
that's all right. I was like, I thought at first you were going to say before, and I'll get into the second bit later, but then I was like, oh no, I've interrupted you. So we'll get back to your second part later. But to start us off, I'll do a few and then hand it over to Colin, then hand it off to Connor and then Hal, I think. So we'll do like 5 each on like a rotation. So Sanguinius is number 1 wing lubricator for
Jesus.
500 rust. Asking everyone, you're armed with a melee weapon of your choice and some leather armor, and you're getting jumped by goblins with crappy swords. How many of you are sending to Bone Daddy Nagash? 782.
I mean,
sword.
specific numbers depends. I have a feeling I'm that kind of guy who I'll immediately like try and run away or fall over and like break my neck. So that's probably gonna be my fate, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna swing wildly, maybe get 1 and then get jumped by 10.
Break at least one's neck, just
Yeah.
because. Arthur, how many are you taking with you?
Okay, so how many is this a number or is this just like a? Do you think you could make it? Because honestly, I don't know. I think I could make it. Like I'm in good shape. I'm combat trained. I don't need the sword. It's fine. We're cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking.
So you're saying 8,000.
It's until I drop. I'm like. This is literally just like the how many toddlers could you take in a fight argument all over again. Now I will state this is also the answer to this question, weirdly enough, is the same. Is like, do they all have the brains of a goblin, or are they all like
What do you
just
mean
like
by that?
goblin? So like, okay, so so this question, I always like the idea is like, oh yeah, 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Well, a gorilla wouldn't fight 100 men, so it has to be the brain of a gorilla that would fight to the death 100 men. Is this like goblins or goblins that will like
Bloodlusted goblins?
Yeah, like goblins that will
Goblins.
actually fight you until
George
they
Carlin
die.
stuff.
Do you mean like if we kill like 67 of them, the rest of them will run?
Well, I wouldn't even say that because I mean, like, goblins are probably not going to be likely to fight you if you pick one up and grab them by the head and the ankles and rip them the fuck in half. So if you do that enough, they're going to be like, nah, I'm good. Saying.
We got a few from Nomius. So first of all, he became a member. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
Second of
man.
all, hey guys, how are you?
Thank you.
Yeah. I have finally decided to join to Discord group, only to find myself in the voice chat reading a comic about Zootopia and a
Sorry,
Porsche.
what?
Wow. Donkey Man, I will not forget nor forgive you for that.
I'm
Wow.
thinking Arby's.
Speaking of Donkey Man, stream late due to how gooning to this dub of the Zootopia. Yeah. And then
I can't every time this man is saying this.
Fire Emblem and hentai games, I lost all my shame. Wow.
Oh.
Incoming backup. We don't celebrate Halloween here, but in the spirit of horror, I remind you of the scariest thing ever. Boing Gob is dead and will never return to us. Don't say that.
Our Lord and Savior.
And Merry Halloween. Shit, wrong one. Let me try again. Happy Thanks Eve. Happy Halloween. Nailed it. Hope the day is lovely. Thank you. You want the next few,
man.
Colin?
Ryan Tanner with the $2. Love the homeless fentanyl user costume, Colin.
Wow.
Thanks.
You put a lot of effort into it.
My costume never showed up.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Maranth's designated toilet with the $5 Canadian. Hey, look, it's the Monopoly money. The scariest part of Warhammer
Catching
40K
strays.
is knowing Gav Thorpe is in charge of Eldar lore. I only said that because I wanted to see if Bone Man would say anything. He didn't.
Yeah. Well, at least I don't have Gav Thorpe. Actually, I can't even say that. Gav Thorpe. Wait. Yeah, Gav Thorpe is also in charge of Leagues of Votann lore.
Yeah.
Also, happy birthday, Colin. I hope your testicles are doing well. Okay.
What happened
Remember,
to your
everyone.
nutsack?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just-
Just
I
all
don't
red.
think.
It's just good to check them now and again for lumps. It's a good,
Yeah,
thank
obviously.
you. Thank you for caring, Marafi's toilet.
God, it's not even Gav Thorpe. It's Gav Thorpe and Nick Kime. I'm so fucking cooked.
Yeah, that's a combo, man.
Xenon with the 10 euros. Arthur, I have a Dominus Nox. Hope your housing situation is better.
It
Can't
is.
wait. Can't wait for you to talk about your favorite Primarch Magnus.
It follows me. It goes with me wherever the fuck I go. I can't escape it. I fucking you know what? I appreciate you looking out for me. My housing situation is fantastic right now. I have settled into the new place. It was a little rocky, comically enough, when I moved in after the fire, like week 1. I still had like a dislocated and sprained knee, so I was working to get that shit settled, and it's hard to move furniture when you're doing that. Week 2, my roommate got sick, and I was like, I'm gonna be fine. And then 3 days into that, I'm like, not. I got the flu as well, so there's that. And then the week after that, I had to go to LVO because I was registered to be like a panel host there, or not a host, but like an interviewee there, which sucked. But I'm back now, feeling good. Knee's doing slightly better every day, and the house is looking fantastic. Thank you. And Magnus is all right.
Arthur, you have one bullet, and there's Magnus, Erebus, and Nick Kime in the room. Who gets it?
Me? I don't know.
Colin,
Erebus. I don't actually hate Magnus. I don't hate any of those individuals. I think Nick
Colin, you're
Kime,
on mute. Sorry. He's
like
Yeah.
Nick Kime can write good books. I really do think that like he's a talented author when he writes something that he wants to. I just think hot take Salamander's lore is just boring. So like he just got a bad rap because of that.
yeah.
I didn't hear anybody complaining about his inclusion into the lore of the Votan. I haven't read that yet because I got to read all of the Dawn of Fire series because I've heard that the Wolf Times are bad. That's the next one on the book, and I'm on the list, and I've heard it's bad.
It's the only one I've read of that series because I did Wolf Month. It's okay. It's like I was expecting Flesh Terror Chaplain cover book levels of bad, but it's not that bad. So it could be worse.
Fair enough.
Set member for 2 months in Minion We Trust.
Oh God, we're never proud of ourselves anymore. Is that? I think that's still for you, Colin.
Paralyzed Tortoise with the 2. I am sending various toxins to you, Colin. You, me.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Really appreciate it. Bunny Cop for $5. Happy Halloween, Lorecrimes. Moved to Texas Plains, from Texas Plains to Deepwood, Arkansas, with my roleplay buddy. Still following you guys. Colin, give Athena treats.
I don't have treats in my room, but I can pet her.
I was about to say,
Yay!
mood with my roleplay buddy. Is that just? Are we just new? Are we dropping new names for like partners now? Oh, dog.
Doug. Hello, Doug.
That's a huge dog.
I could go accost my. No, Colin's just that short.
I know.
Bro's the same height as Hello Kitty.
Kiss my ass, Stunty.
Yeah. You want to say that to me?
Name is Chomsky.
Yes.
For €5.
I'll go find you.
Oh God, Andy, you made me proud. I've expected everything, but you have managed to surprise me. Colin, on the other hand,
I'm
Give him a
gonna
break.
put some dip on your chip, Nomius.
Matt271, $10. Glad I finally caught you guys live. In the theme of the season, I am now a Flesh Eater Court player after winning an army in an auction, such as the Power of Nagash. That's good, man.
Mm-hmm. Started playing them recently. Pretty fun.
Matt Eckhart for $10. Happy Halloween, nerds. I have been able to watch. Oh, I haven't been able to watch live for a long time, but I wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate you. Appreciate you too, man. Been sub since Black Templars vid. I don't even remember when we did that.
Second video.
Love you too, Arthur.
Yay!
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Couple from the Dank Apostle.
Dank Apostle, the 14 Tsar, which sounds quite cool. Malum Kado haunts Leandros's nightmares. Another one from another 35 Tsar from the Dank Apostle. Cetra is the only one whose ego is greater than Nagash's.
Indeed.
And then the last one I'll do is just Nomius Chomsky for €2, certified street Nagash.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Being minimum wage workers get the misery pit. It's Barbon. I like that. Barbon. That's fun to say. NZ with the 5 New Zealand dollars. Howdy, gentlemen. Glad to see you again. Shut up, phone. Hope Arthur's things have gone better.
No.
Donkey Man USA, $5. The HAL Supercut beta is at 75% rendered. The link will be in the members only channel in the Lorecrimes Discord. Join both, damn it. Well, thank you.
Oh no. I'm not proud of this.
Thankful's Warp Dust Dealer. Scrit stream is sponsored by Grundle Snitch. Use code yes for 13% off your Warp Dust order. Brewed in Moonrot Vats, One Puff may invite poltergeists, Nagash's plans failing, and minion hallucinations.
Oh yeah, just like a warning about that shit. It'll actually remove your ball seam. So like
the ball seam,
just in case you were worried. I don't know. Maybe some guys like having the ball seam. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
is it
like, you know,
is it like a fingerprint? Is everyone's unique?
I don't know. Let's all compare.
I don't know if I should be talking to you, Arthur, because I'm willing to go further and I need to stop myself.
Oh, all right.
I'm willing to say the worst thing, so I've already got a supercut.
I'm willing to go down with the ship. Colin knows I have once angered Colin so much that he almost started swinging at me in person.
Wow.
It was pretty fun.
I was so fucking tilted in that moment.
Yeah, I know.
Pharaoh kept treating me like I'm a fucking 5-year-old.
Oh yeah, and only halfway through I realized I was wrong. I just kept going just to see how far I could push you. That was really funny.
Mishmash was probably waiting for me to start fucking crying.
Yeah.
Do you want to read the next one, Arthur?
Eli's most excessively hung Bretonian stable boy. 27 sec. Mr. Bones boning the balding boys in his basement. Raw 666 with the $5. What scares me is GW prices, and I am supporting their decisions, including their prices plus death of TTS by being a consumer. Had to make the joke. There's no joke there. Pando plays with the 10 bones. Question for Arthur. When are you gonna read actually good books like Thankwell's trilogy?
Yes,
His trilogy is so much better than the trash that passes for Night Lords. Hey, die. Also, I don't know. I'll read it at some point. I mean, yeah. Hi, Marthy V. Two fake money from
hey
Mr.
Hey yo.
Okay, cry about it. Mr. Where were you guys when he was making fun of my Monopoly money? Okay.
But
Mr.
it's true.
Bones, when Blood Bowl. Soon. Working on it literally, not right now, but like before the stream. Bunny Cop, $2. No innuendo. Just my buddy moved in. He has a GF. You know what?
Yeah.
That's fine, Vanika. We didn't judge.
Hell yeah. Eli's most excessively hung Bretonian stable boy for 65 sec. Colin, why are there tissues on the chair? Wow, that's actually really fucked up.
Those are Ziploc bags.
Oh, so you come in Ziploc bags? That's
yeah, dude, I like to put it in the freezer as a snack for later.
What's more terrifying?
Yeah, of course.
It's called bulking.
P.S. Do the waterbed jiggle and wiggle at night? You're so brave to not hide the recession like your buds.
That's an air mattress because I'm still not in my house yet because ISPs deserve.
I'm convinced there's no house now.
We've not seen 20 Great British Fun Bucks from Xenon. I know Arthur read Spear of Faith. I'm gonna just say it wrong to piss you guys off now. So damn good. Did you get around to reading The Remnant Blade? No, but it is on my list because it actually looked really good.
Do you Arthur, do you do like would you? So if you didn't do like YouTube or other YouTube stuff, would you ever consider being like the voice for like American like pharmaceutical adverts, being like, if you have penis enlargement pills, but then if you want speak to your local doctor, see if it's worth it for you. I feel like your voice would be amazing for that because it sounds like you're willing to do it.
Huge. My sister just brought me Chex Mix.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I was in radio for like 2 years, so I have like a history of advertisements for that kind of shit. So yeah, I have done it. It is quite fun.
Damn.
Cool.
Should we do? Should we do the next before we get more? There's just the donor floods will keep going. So thank you guys as well so much. It's really, really generous. Should we get, because we'll never get around to it? Should we get to the next?
Go, Hal, go.
Okay. Oh, it's me. Oh God.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
All right, let's go then.
I would like to bring an offering. Can't speak. An offering to the group, which I think people will judge me for. I bring. Oh, I'm going to talk about Talos later, but I'm going to bring to the group Eidolon, and I need people to hear me out on this one. Everyone here, I'm sure, is somewhat familiar with Eidolon, but for the uninitiated, he is a Lord Commander / Commander in the Emperor's Children. You first see him in Horus Rising, where Mr. Chuckles himself, Torgadon, points out how much his plan is a complete, utter failure, and essentially he is the man who smells like dog shit, in this room, because whatever he's done is a tactical error beyond measure, and he's basically a bit of a loser. And you're thinking, why would you choose this guy who's a bit of a loser? Because I like losers, and suddenly the loser gets scary. So as the Horus Heresy is beginning, as my favorite point, which scares other characters, Horus and Abaddon at one point when they're above Isfahan 3, they suddenly respect Eidolon, which is unearned, in my opinion, but this is because Eidolon is a complete bastard. He has no regard for anyone's life. He's willing to kill his own friends and brothers. But again, that's not that crazy compared to other traitors at this point in the Horus Heresy. That's pretty normal. What happens, what I like, it's a bit spicy. The guy gets his head cut off. I don't know if you guys have tried that. It's not very not very bonita, not very the kids don't do that these days. So Fulgrim at one point is like possessed by the demon after the Isfahan 5 massacre, and he just I wish it was more like the lion one where he just backhands Nemiel's head in, I think, isn't he? He just backhands it in, but I think it's quote unquote Demon Fulgrim, where it's not actually Demon Fulgrim, but cosplaying Demon Fulgrim cuts off his head. All the other Emperor's children, Lucius, the little bitch that he is, runs up and starts lapping at Eidolon's leaking fluids, going and spilling into their drinks and their wine. This is where he actually becomes an interesting character, though, because they take the head, they gift it to Fabius Bile, and he kind of just puts it back on somehow. Later on in, I think, some of the short stories, or even, no, it's Angel Exterminatus, they reveal that Eidolon is back, baby. He's better than ever. He's no longer a coward to be owned by mustache men. He is better than ever, but as always, with age and anything else, he just got extremely ugly. This is not what makes him scary, though, but I will add to the terrifying feature what he was: a very pretty, pompous, resplendent, Fulgrim gene seed enhanced man. Now he looks like, I mean, no one would be fair to say that he looks like a wrinkled ball sack. I don't know. Is there any other way to describe like how he looks rather than he just
shriveled?
Yeah, he despite the Emperor's children being corrupted by Slaanesh, he slowly is turning into what was like the ugliest MF in the entire Legion. And this is where he goes on this arc where basically he's always been pompous, arrogant. He's had some surgeries or unwillingly by Fabius Bile to give him the loudest scream in the room, and it melts people. It destroyed the War Singer in other parts of lore. Again, not super scary yet, until it gets a bit later down in the Horus Heresy, where Eidolon is no longer an idiot anymore, which I know is surprising. During the mid part of the Horus Heresy, he's been learning. He's like, okay, I've been learning. And he's also slightly been enhanced. He's getting corrupted by chaos. And they've been fighting the White Scars for a few years in the Deep Void. And he's learned. And to the point where he's now increased his combat skills to the point where he's able to take down, he's in the Astartes plate, but he's able to take down Terminators like Kinshar, is it Andy, from the White Scars in that particular novel. So he's out there.
The first captain, yeah.
He ends up killing some pretty notable characters. He's learned new tactics, and what makes him more scary is that he fully, in other Emperor's Children characters, they've not embraced chaos corruption quite like Eidolon does. Eidolon, his plate has been transfigured into almost like a mirror of his own self, in which his armor plates like gleam and shimmer with kind of like, it's like a oil slick pattern, but it's obviously created through chaos corruption itself. When he's in the room, he's willing to snort a civilian population, just because he's fully embracing Slaanesh corruption, whereas others in the Legion, like Lucius, something like that, they kind of unwittingly are dragged down. He's known to turn people into concoctions and other things. His favorite thing in the meantime as well is also help corrupt other legionaries of different legions. So he invites Iron Warriors onto his ship. But what I really like about this character and what makes him more terrifying recently is that during the end of this Horus Heresy, before the Siege of Terror begun, he starts to get haunted. I don't know if everyone has read his personal... I don't know, Arthur, have you read his own standalone book yet for Horus Heresy?
No, I'm actually not that far in the Horus Heresy, weirdly enough.
Well, this one's like quite good standalone, but what this guy, Eidolon, is kind of been leading the Emperor's Children, whilst Fulgrim is a, snake meat puppet thing. And Eidolon's getting haunted. Something's haunting him. Something's attacking their ships. Something is going a bit wrong. There's a part where they essentially, now they're at the end of the Horus Heresy, the entire ships, the people, everything in his largest contingent of Emperor's Children, they've become terrifying to the point in which their serfs around them don't want to make eye contact in case they are the next plaything necessarily. He sits on this throne of melded people and other bits, and Eidolon's arrogance is finally backed up by his, power and his ambition. But they're getting haunted. So something is going a bit wrong. And it turns out, again, really summing this up quite shortly, he's being haunted by himself. Because when he died, this created his soul kind of half entered the warp, half didn't. So when he came back to life, a part of his soul
was just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip. Part of his soul was broken off, and Fulgrim did some funny with it. And he turned it into its own kind of chaos entity. And this thing essentially wants him to embrace chaos in the way that Fulgrim has. And he spends this entire story essentially battling against it. He's quite powerless against it for quite a lot of the book. They end up meeting up with some Sons of Horus legionaries at this planet, but just before Terra. And Eidolon basically fully embraces himself to the point where I'll kill anyone now. And so they actually attack the Sons of Horus legionaries, and they just won't obviously tell Horus that they did that, but they end up fighting their own legionaries who they see what Eidolon has become. He has his power maul, who's when, he doesn't kill people slowly. They end up taking prisoners. They torture people to an unholy end. And the terrifying part about him is he went down the path, which was where his demon, rest of his soul, he fought against it, and he eventually sacrificed his own half soul to Slaanesh to essentially declare I don't want to be a demon. I want to be a mortal, like Astarte, in the universe, so I can do more heinous shit. So like he wasn't like being a demon is like, oh, you go do funny stuff in the warp. He's like, that's not enough for me. I need to go do unspeakable acts in the mortal verse. I wish to kill, conquer, torture, maim, but all that good stuff. And he ends up sacrificing his own like half of in honor of Slanesh, who is pleased. Fulgrim turns up and he tells Fulgrim to his face he is a pussy. Like he basically tells him you're weak because you became like a full-on demon, whereas like you have to be doing stuff with the warp. And Fulgrim's like about to choke him out, which he's probably enjoying because everything smells amazing and pleasure
stuff.
Yeah, he's just loving it. Yeah, he's Fulgrim almost kills him, but he decides not to because obviously the writers have made it so he was already alive later. So nothing happens in stories where characters are still alive later. Eidolon will essentially embrace his destiny into being, again, like you think of other legions and other characters, they just take people, or like they have servants. No, this guy would then go on to essentially form a 10,000 year reigning empire from the Emperor's Children homeworld, where it is entirely a world of torture, pain, pleasure. He is in charge of the largest contingent of Emperor's Children, and there's not a single, like even in other characters where you see that they fall to chaos, there was something good in them. There's nothing redeeming about this guy. Again, like I don't think he's the scariest character in Warhammer, but he gets a shout out from me simply because he's gone through a kind of elevation where like he was pathetic in the beginning, and now when you read him in later Horus Heresy books, he's quite terrifying, and he can again sonic scream people to death. But most of the time, again, this is the guy who he doesn't want to be lost in the warp doing endless stuff. He wants to be out there ruining everybody's day. He does quite a few horrible, I don't remember every detail of it, but he does quite a few horrible, like torturous things to other legionaries of other traitor legions. He just doesn't care anymore. And what I really want to get across is he's loving this every single second. He's having the most fun out of everybody now because he's now no longer a bitch. He's very much turned into like that's like I get, it's hard to write them out that somehow they managed to do it, but he's turned into someone who's generally quite terrifying in the sense of, oh, if Abaddon shows up, I'll die. And then if Eidolon shows up, I'm hoping I die because it's going to be a fate worse than death most of the time because he's just doing things for fun. That is my offer to the group for anyone there. And I guess, Andy, do you have another? What's terrifying for you?
What's yours, sir? That was
What's
good.
your poison?
No, thank you.
So mine is specifically because a particular quote, which I would like to read out once I've done a little preamble. It's Fabius Bile. Like, yeah, ha ha ha. He's the Dr. Frankenstein of Warhammer. Again, an Emperor's Children like Eidolon. He's scary because he can mess with the genetics of people. He makes abominations. He has a rod. Fabius has a rod and it hurts. It's like literally if it touches you, like inflames every pain receptacle in your entire body. That's okay. But I wanted to read an excerpt from a James Swallow book.
Oh, yeah. Man loves his James Swallows.
Does he swallow the pain rod?
No.
We've made that joke before.
God!
It's good every time.
Man, you can't have shit here. This wedding is horse shit.
No. But I wanted to read out an excerpt of the Blood Angels Omnibus. And to give you an idea, this is about Sergeant Raffen. He is captured and taken to basically an experiment planet that's run by Fabius. He has a facility surrounded by Tyranids. And you're like, that's weird. So the entire planet is covered in Tyranids apart from this one base. And they don't go, they swarm around it, but they never try to go inside. You're like, that's weird. How's Fabius managed to do that? And basically, Raffen stages a prison break. He kills Fabius twice, and then he's still on the run. He's like, how is this guy still alive? And he manages to basically rally the other Space Marine experiments who have all been implanted with little larvae Tyranids that will burst from their chests if they repel, but they basically get around that a little bit. And they fight their way up to the top of the tower of the big experimental lab, and this is what happens here. They find something. Bile's pet, said Vetcher with a nod. Raffen studied the beast coldly, distended and horribly warped by its massive brain, nearly half the mass of the hydrocephalic Tyranid psychic creature was made up by its huge head. A hammer-shaped massive. Don't worry about it. A hammer-shaped mass of blackened chitin armor over pulsating pink matter. A drooling mouth of yellowed fangs hung open, serpent tongues lolling out and dripping thin fluid. Roomy eye pits glared back at him from beneath a bony cowl, and even in the alien's expression, the Blood Angel could sense a palpable, ready hatred. Beneath the bloated head, a sinuous body barbed with protrusions and strange tusks finned into a long barbed tail that hung like a piece of dead meat. Wicked talons the length of a man's forearm were curled up against the zoanthrope's torso. Every now and then, they would twitch in palsy. Alone, the Xenos thing was horror enough, but there was more here. Raw-edged wounds filmed with blood that would not clot, seeping from incisions on the alien's spine. Flays of skin peeled back and held in place by heavy iron spikes revealed a swollen bolus of glistening flesh that hung loose towards the floor. Pipes, wet with ichor, penetrated every part of the alien's torso. With each labored, breathy exhalation, the creature made faint traceries of fine dust were drawn up the tubes, away into sockets on the curved walls. Raffen dared take a deeper look, and the zoanthropes showed more teeth, but the gesture seemed cursory and without real intent. Peering at the sack, he saw movement within it and heard a faint keening. Instantly, the maggot in his chest flexed, making him choke. He saw the same reaction from the others, with disgust. Raffen watched the sack pucker, and from it fell a newborn parasite, shiny with wet mucus. They're everywhere, said Lyko, almost gagging on the words. Look! He pointed up with his sword, concentrating on the shadows. Raffen's vision grew definite as he saw that the Crimson Fist meant. What he had first thought might be spoil heaps or piles of shed matter were slowly moving masses of the maggot parasites. Little wonder these things chained implanted in us were so agitated, said Nissos. They sensed the closeness of these others. Raffen paused, turning back to the wheezing zoanthrope. Closer now, and he could see it was weak and sickly. The flesh of the Xenos was pallid, and the surface of its chitin armor was pitted and cracked. A fetid air of necrotic decay shrouded the thing. The alien's head tilted to present him with a jaundiced, milky eye, and he felt a wash of telepathic energy over him. The Blood Angel shuddered, but held fast. The sensation passed as quickly as it had come. A creature like this, began the Tauran. It could shatter our minds with a single thought. Perhaps once, but not now. Bile has made it his slave. Raffen nodded. He could see the lines of sutures along the curvature of the zoanthrope's skull, the places where Fabius's chirurgeon had bored into the alien's brain matter and lobotomized it. The traitor shows cunning as ever, he said. Just like this fortress, he has taken what he could here and perverted it to his own ends. If this zoanthrope is the breed sow for the parasites, began Nissos, he retched. Emperor preserve us. We are tainted by the blood of the alien. Calm yourself, said Vetcher. We'll wait over who is sullied when that task at hand is complete. He turned to Raffen, his blind eye sockets blank, and without pity. We must kill this thing. The psychic might is at Bile's command. If he uses it to forge a warp gate, he will be lost to us. But the protection, the pheromones. I abhor the Xenos as much as any Astartes, but if it dies, what then? The Blood Angel studied the mechanisms drawing the scent chemicals from the zoanthrope's gland clusters. The veil will fall. Any Tyranid predators close by will be drawn to the fortress. So we kill the zoanthrope and its kindred will come and consume us all. But if we let it live, Bile will flee. There is no debate to be had here. He raised the barbed bolter and aimed at the alien creature's head. He tensed, expecting it to lash out, to strike at him in some wild, final effort. Instead, the zoanthrope folded down its claws and bowed to him, the chains about it slackening. Nissos hesitated before taking aim with the lasgun. Curious, it must know what we are about to do. Vetcher nodded. It's been a prisoner here longer than any of us. I doubt the arch-traitor's cruelty was any less towards any for its originators. It wants to die. A wish we will grant, Raffen replied. This man made a Tyranid, big spooky bug men, basically say, "Mercy, kill me, please," and bowed to a space marine because it was in that much pain. That's freaking scary. I don't know. Like, I read that the first time and I was like, wow. We talk a lot about cruelty and space marines, night lords, all that stuff. And then you got Bile, who's using its own offspring as a way to torture prisoners in a big, like, sadism experiment complex surrounded by its kindred, and is committing so many atrocities against it without it dying that it wants a space marine to off it. It's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal.
Anyone who thinks anyone who the Dark Eldar think has some good ideas is probably a fucking monster.
Yeah.
The man who helped make people furniture is probably not
not a good guy. No.
No.
And the end of that book, Rathan chucks him off the top of that big fortress. Bile falls into the pit of Tyranids and is torn apart. And then the epilogue is like another Bile registering that one of his clones has died and being like, "Meh, oh well." Wow, what an asshole.
They got me that time. That's crazy.
It
reminds me of, like, I think one of the scariest things that, like, we don't talk about, like, people talk about it, but people don't actually like talk about it is the Dark Mechanicum. Like, people talk about how crazy Dark Mechanicum is, but no one ever has exact references. But like the butcher surgeons from Dark Sky, Black Sun, and how they literally just see people as parts to be used to make other things.
I mean, so does like that Warhammer animation where it's the guy who's a guardsman, and it's like the whole thing is he might live, he might survive, and then he's turned into a lobotomized servitor. The Mechanicus doesn't treat people with much humanity anyway, but then, oh, you're worse than the Mechanicus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I would
what
think
Griblies you're putting in him?
what would probably make me genuinely like shit my pants is that there's that Titan, the enormous Chaos Titan, isn't it? I can't remember the name of it. It's the one, isn't it, possessed by Khorne or something, or a Khorne demon?
I know exactly what you're talking about. The thing has like 6 chainsaw arms. It's awesome.
Isn't it? Like, but like it's enormous though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like, I think it's the largest Titan.
Yeah, isn't it called the
possible.
Abominatus?
Abominatus, yeah.
Yeah.
Abominatus, the spoiler of worlds.
Yeah, I love the single canonical art we have of it done by John Blanche, because it's fucking. I just keep putting shit on it. It's funny.
I think if I saw that though, because I just know there's nothing I could do. There's just nothing.
No,
I wouldn't be afraid, though. It would depend on what music was playing at the time. Like if Rob Zombie was blasting in the background, I'd just be like, "Fuck it, might as well go down swinging." That's awesome.
I mean, to be fair, the chainsaws it has are the size of buildings, so there's not going to be much left of you of one swing. I'd rather that than Bile being like, "I'm going to put some pipes in you, and I'm going to staple your skin to the ceiling, and I'm going to like do all this weird shit." Like, no, please don't.
Don't turn me into the church organ, please, Daddy.
Don't turn me into a xylophone, please.
Yeah.
You turned my balls into one of those clacker things.
Was that a thing about? Does anyone here watch Scrubs?
Oh, a while ago, and not much.
Oh, didn't they have like an episode where like one of the characters talk about how like, oh, you could get like a fake, because they've lost a testicle, they could put a fake one in, and someone said you can get a hand warmer testicle, and I was like, you know what, Mechanicum, that be the future though. Hand warmer sack. Sign me right up. I say, Andy, that's a pretty, again, Fabius Bile is disgustingly inhumane, yet despite him having the capacity to be like that. So, you know, we'll always be forever impressed. But like, I always feel with Fabius, like, it's just like, oh, it's so close to him being nice. And then I get reminded of, he's like, oh yeah, he's the people furniture person.
And I know I've mentioned it before, but there's also that thing where when in one of his books, a demon confronts him and say, "Hey, you asshole, you like shot a poison concoction at me and I died and you banished me to the warp. You fucking suck." It's like, oh, he'll get over it. He's a demon. Like, oh, okay.
He'll
on
live.
a first name basis with the demon that you burned with like chemicals to death and you got away with it. How do you do that? Huh? What?
You kill them a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Strong answering. Should we do another round of? I think there's been quite a few donos again. Thank you, Chris.
Need to run to the bathroom real quick during the donos, if that's quite all right, gentlemen.
Bro's gonna drop a deuce. It's all right.
No, I just gotta, wait.
First one from Not Applicable for 10. Long-time viewer, first time on stream, pay respects. Fulfilled my Bretonian murder quota a few days ago after I saw the man look at Deathclaw weird in his glory. Carl Francis Presence. Hail Sigma. Hail Sigma, male grind set. Donkey Man. Hell's Bells. The Supercut beta is at 1 hour 11. You're doing the Lord's work. Not applicable.
Again, man. I know.
See? Main event Virgil. Hal, it was nice to see you take a break from gooning to watch Paul's stream. Or was it on your second stream? Mr. Bones never stopped being a weird freak.
What did I do this time? What?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever, man.
Do you feel like you get the reputation of weird as well, Arthur, but it's like unearned? Or
Oh, no, it's totally earned. I put a lot of hours in.
Eli's most excessively hung Bretonian stable by. Nay. Sad Eli passed away, feeling pretty flaccid right now.
Eli pretty flaccid right now.
Eli is with the in-laws, so
I just want to say, if you're ever in a situation where you have to type out or say the sentence, it doesn't matter the context. There's very few places. But if you have to say pretty flaccid right now as a declarative open sentence,
yep.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you're not in the right spot in life. But like, hey, thank you anyway.
Usually most people who come on as guests, by the way, are pretty shocked at the donations.
Oh no, yeah. I'm the king of riding a bit into the end, so like I'm good.
Name is Chomsky for 10 euros. Arthur, I've heard that things got better for you, and for that I'm happy. So when are you going to move in with Colin? I wonder who of you two can cook better. Andy, King in Yellow confirmed.
The answer is me. Fucking duh. Bro unironically eats Dunkaroos. And yeah, I don't know. I was planning on visiting him like relatively recently, just so we could go on like a little side quest adventure. I don't know how that's going. Life has been happening a lot for me, and some shit has changed behind the scenes that I forgot to mention to Colin to see what's going on. But yeah,
we will figure it out.
Yeah.
Alexander McCabe for $10. A friend of mine and her fiance got into 40k recently. She likes Thousand Suns. He likes Sororitas. Naturally, I pointed them towards your. Hey, T-Suns, baby.
She likes Thousand Suns and he likes Sororitas naturally. I
must admit, I went to Alex Quits the Nerds party and Sam Manatera was there. And there was like half of us into Warhammer and doing Warhammer stuff, and the other half were just regular people. And it was just Alex trying to bring people into the cult. And he was like, oh, it's like, ignore him, run away now. There's so many books.
How do you guys explain what you do when people ask?
It comes in phases.
I don't know, because then you have to explain what Warhammer is. And then it's a bit of like, I always just start with, do you know what Warhammer is? And then most people go, That's kind of
I just say I do YouTube and talk about, games and shit.
Yeah, literally. And that's the phase. Phase one is like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm just like, I'm a content creator online. Depending on the age, I'll be like, if they're like under the age of 40, I'm usually like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. That's how I do my shit. And they're like, they're usually like, okay. But if they're over 50, I'm like, oh, I'm a content creator online. I just make videos that people laugh at. And then phase two is if they're like, oh, what kind of content do you make? I'm like, well, there was this media franchise that was created in the 80s, and they've published about 10 to 50 books every year, and people want to get into the franchise. So I just basically play the part of like Cliff Notes, Spark Notes, whatever, to make sure it's easy for them to get into it.
Bro posts on Only Bones.
I usually go, I do YouTube, and if they go, what kind, I say, I'm a historian for a made-up setting. I think that's fairly succinct.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
You want this one, Hal? And then we'll pass to Colin.
Tyberos the Colorblind Wake for $5. Good to see you again, brother. I'll be nice since it's my favorite day. Happy Halloween, fellas. You'll look good.
Halloween.
Including you, Connor. You need in brackets, you to get better tasting insulin or insulation, by the way. I said insulin. There's a guy.
Hey, listen, I didn't make the house. It just caught fire. Wow, that is a fucking name. Holy shit. I'm pretty sure if someone said that one out loud, it would make my furniture float.
Insulin megamaniacal cock. Sorry, Colin, you go ahead.
Go on, Colin.
Shalaxi's insulin-veined megalomaniacal cock of woe with the $2 Canadian.
Not even 5, just 2. With a name like that, you should be fucking drowning in cash. You should have
they're a regular
McDuck pool.
He's a regular.
They're a regular.
Fucking titties in the profile picture.
It's Gandalf, by the way.
That is Gandalf.
Titties.
Yeah. Gandalf's big natural is awesome.
Dude, whoa. Call me the Pits of Moria because I'm going in.
No one reads those books. No one cares. Just read the comment.
Kiss my ass. I didn't even get to read it yet. Anyway,
good on you for he lost his chance. Now he has to make a fan mad because he wasted it. No, don't put it back.
Happy Halloween, guys, and Hal.
There you go.
Xenon with the €5. I have to shout out the book Tears of Raphalia. Raphaela, I don't fucking know. A Lamentor Eliminator trying to save people on a planet in the final stages of tiered consumption.
Can I shout out a comment, by the way? The Resident Raven said he clearly likes his cheese drippy, bro. I don't know what the context of that is earlier.
Every time. Okay. Side note, Colin can attest to this every time without fail. Whenever I go to the United States, I get a fucking Lunchly. Just because they're like not allowed to be distributed in Canada, to my knowledge, so I have to. So yeah, that cheese
all
drippy,
the chemicals.
Though. Yeah.
That's like out of everything to get that.
Yeah, and
just do like drugs.
What? Yeah, they're more illegal in my country than yours.
Well, yeah. So then by your logic, that makes them better because Lunchly's illegal there.
Do you want to do a few, Connor, and then I'll take the last couple?
I think this was for me.
Oh, okay, you can do this one then.
Scumbag Loot Goblin. I like that. The $5. Happy Halloween, everyone. Colin, thanks to your great videos, I bought some Warhammer Fantasy and Gotcha Felix books. Can't wait to read them. I'm glad I could help you get into it.
Nice.
This person should die.
Arthur.
JP 10, I'm assuming
Australian
dollars, yes. Or the typeface was just kind of weird and his name is actually JPA. I don't know. Yanari content when? P.S. Colin needs to read Voidscarred, the Corsair novel, so I'm not the only disappointed one.
Oh damn! If it's
That's
not
a Mike Brooks one.
Yeah. I like Mike Brooks. He's done some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, the Lion book is great.
Oh, this
Dracon's Mighty Schlong. No, I just put that one in. I'm ad-libbing here. / Pancreas has tumor, $5. For Mr. Orthar Boner, FMK, your 3 co-hosts. Happy Halloween, Gooners.
Thanks,
all of them calling all at once.
What?
Okay, Shalaxi's insulin-veined megalomaniacal cock of woe, $5 Canadian. Eli gives mediocre head for $7 outside the food bank on 3/5 of Man Avenue. Hal is just Hal. Yikes, indeed. Colin is a yandere for mommy Andy. That is a word salad. I feel like that was like something that I'd see in like the insides of a 60s penitentiary.
I feel like
people came for the I think people came for the Warhammer and they're just stunned by the absolute goblins you guys all are in the chat.
I hope the last bit wasn't asking me for my comment, like Andy. Like, I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Andy's too precious to be insulted. Leave him alone.
All right.
Couple more.
Raw 666 $10. Which Space Marine, I'm assuming Chaos Space Marine, is the biggest coward? The Night Lords that only go after the weak, or either of the Plague Marines / Thousand Sons that join Chaos in fear of death? I don't know, your mother. I fucking.
Arthur, what are you on? And can I get it?
I'm gonna pick Araman just because I don't know.
Araman? Is that how you say that? Araman.
His name starts with A, which means he was the first letter of the alphabet. So he's picked.
Man's such a coward. He can't even stick to the main plot of his own books.
Yeah,
I'd win this.
I'd stuff Araman like a turkey.
What? Bros?
I'm actually disappointed in you for the first time. Because Araman generally is not worth it, Colin. You actually deserve better. Like, I'm surprised you think so low of yourself.
All right. Any port in a storm, you really need to go out more. I'm just saying. It's getting terminal.
Is that next one, Andy?
I've got a couple more. I'll do the last couple. Super Orlock for $4.99. Wow, I don't think I've ever super chatted on this channel before. Hi, Mr. Bone Man, as well.
Thank you.
Super Orlock. Of the Doug. And the last one for now. JP for 5. Got my daughter into Warhammer 40k. Just had to convince her K-pop demon stars were on the setting. Now I'm here bashing them into a kill team.
That's lovely, man.
Dude, I just like use House Escher models or something.
I did get my little my nephews to they've had a look at Warhammer models. They're not allowed to touch them because they're too spiky. But we begin
going to be like, I painted these. Don't touch. They're a piece of art. Like, that's
we begin the corruption now, and they have witnessed Thousand Suns models and they liked them. So therefore, we have already purged any notion of good taste, and we will get them into Warhammer as soon as possible. Do we have
Connor, who do you think is worse off? Beastman players looking for new releases or Escher gangers looking for 3D printed models?
Do you really want me to crash out live on stream? Just
no, you're okay. You're okay. Hal, do you have another one you wanted to talk about? Another thing?
I think it was. I did mine. Did Colin have another one? I think it was.
Yeah, I got another one.
Yeah. Oh, you got one. Okay.
Yeah, my second one was Gotrek because.
Yeah.
Reading about him, he's the funny, wacky, angry dwarf guy who's a living blunder. I don't want to be within 100 miles of this dude if I lived in Warhammer.
Is this Gotrek from
with a face?
Is this Gotrek from a Skaven perspective?
It's Gotrek's from anyone's perspective that isn't his own. He's like, if you know what Slayers are, they're dwarfs who are destined to die in battle, to redeem themselves for a sin they committed, perceived or otherwise. Because sometimes the sin might just be you lost too much money at dice. Because dwarfs are funny like that. Well, it's Warhammer. There's a lot of things in Warhammer that can kill you, right? There's quite the amount of dangerous things. Most Slayers die fairly quickly. Not all. Some of them go for quite some time. But they're all, again, there is no purpose in their life beyond seek death and find something to kill you. So if you see a Slayer, it is either mid-fight or going to be looking for a fight. There's no in-between. Gotrek cannot die, be it plot armor, sometimes in-universe plot armor. He needs to make it to the end times, or just because he's built too different, he shows up and murders everything. So and from the perspective, it's it's like Thanquil out of universe, funny, hilarious rat guy. I love reading about him. In universe, this 4-foot tall living brick walks up. You are a 30-year-old, like, well-trained Imperial Knight, well-experienced. He cuts you in half like it's fucking nothing, and then complains to his little blonde bitch boy that manling steel is just weak. He's Gotrek in Warhammer Fantasy and Age of Sigmar is a random encounter, but like a random encounter in a game that just hates you.
Is he the ebony warrior from like Skyrim? But then he's dressed as like Mike the Liar, so you don't get an idea of the
but
power scale.
Mike the liar. Mike the liar. You said
Mike. I meant Mike the liar.
Oh yes, Michael,
name's
my
Mike.
favorite.
Michael.
Yeah,
he's
of course.
just, like, he's just a problem, and he frightens everyone around him. Because if you've been around him longer than 5 minutes, you've probably seen him chop a giant's head off. And then he looks at you, and he's a very grumpy little dwarf. And he's more than willing to vent his grumpiness by cutting your head off for bothering him. He's more like, it's like a cross between jump scare horror and like if Michael Myers was just kind of hanging around with you. And he wasn't, actively out to get you, but he's Michael Myers, so you don't know. He's a blender with legs.
It's just like when you're playing Resident Evil, the Nemesis is stalking. It's just like, imagine Nemesis, but much smaller, and you're not the target.
Yeah. You ever have a friend or even just someone you know? Okay, well,
Man,
not shocked.
You're my friend.
Arthur is Colin's like biggest hater.
Dude, I'm trying, dude. So I don't know what it is. Just like sometimes he'll say something and then like my fucking id kicks in and I can't control it. It's just like,
do you hate it when he breathes?
Yeah, it's just like suddenly I'll just have something funny to say. I'm like, this will get him this time.
He's his biggest hater.
Yeah,
the way that he walks, the way that he talks.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah.
Where was I? I mean, no, someone who it's just like you need to walk on eggshells around them because you ask how is their day going the wrong way, and now it's time for them to decide you're basically Hitler.
You're literally just describing me here, but like, okay.
Can't take short jokes
All
as
right.
well.
We can't take short jokes. Oh wow, this really is just you.
Yeah.
How tall are you, Arthur?
I'm
He's
5'6".
2'1".
Yeah.
Hey, yes. I mean, Colin's 5'6", right?
He's 5'7".
I'm a Titanic 5'7".
Sorry.
Still can't pull no bitches for real as I run out the window or some shit.
Wah.
Not even gonna put the effort in. Just like wah. Like no, okay.
No, fuck you.
Are you just gonna like asterisk cries me now? Is that how far down the scale you are now? Is that it?
I'm gonna pulls on your beard.
Yeah.
I'm going to Mishmash for inspiration.
Warhammer community's biggest married couple right now.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Gotrick fucking scary. He's blender. I wish I was. I don't know where I'm going with that.
He's also incredibly sad and depressed.
He is very sad. He's also that's a different kind. That's not really horror though.
We're not
That's just
snory
like,
sad.
Jesus, no.
Arthur, did you have any? Did you think of another one to add in as well, or?
Oh no, I was talking about Serena Malice and The Watcher.
Oh, nice,
Those were
nice.
my two.
I have one more to contribute to the group, which I think most people will already know, but I might as well do it. I must say, something I'm really reluctant there. I would obviously there's obvious ones like Conrad Kurz, who's part of the Night Lords Legion, but I want to choose specifically the character of Talos. Sorry, I'm doing Servitor on my own channel at the moment. Talos, because I'm assuming then, Arthur, you've done a Night Lords Omnibus. You've read through that.
Oh yeah.
What makes Talos kind of scary is more in the third book. So obviously he's a Night Lord. He's tortured people. He's learned to, be up in midnight clad. Terrifying people is just what he does. All Night Lords are kind of inherently terrifying. He's obviously kind of Kurz's favorite for some reason, just because obviously he can see parts of the future. And Kurz is like, yeah, I know you're going to chase after my killer who is running through the corridor with my severed head and you'll break my edict. Love that. I believe in one of the second book or in one of their short stories, they do capture an Imperial assassin, if I remember correctly. And Imperial assassins, obviously being the deadly creatures that they already are, you can't even. Actually, I should probably pick one of those, to be honest. But the Talos and the Night Lords managed to torture an Imperial assassin to the point that the Imperial assassin breaks. Like, and they even say like this person did really well. It took like 2 weeks longer than they thought. Which is, again, if you're thinking like the most handcrafted, like perfect weapon in the Imperium, is then tortured to the point where they just give up, and Talos can extract the secrets that he wants. But Talos decides, you know what, he might as well go out with a big bang, because he always like foresees his own like end and death, and his visions are not perfect in his gene seed. And so therefore he decides, let's just go back to Sugwalsa, where the Legion is like their adopted homeworld from after they kind of nuked their own homeworld during the Horus Heresy. They find out, because it's been 10,000 years or whatever, they've been going in and out of the warp, time has passed, and they arrive there. An Imperial colony has landed there. This is civilians is no good. This is considered a great sin amongst his homies. He's pulled up on their turf, and so they decide, well, first things first, they go down to the planet, the colony surface, and they just, I'm very sure, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, Arthur, on this, they have a skinning pit where they just keep throwing like the skinned like bodies of people, like from the millions or something that they do this to. They gather up all the psychers who are part of their choir, the navigational choirs, and Talos goes, let's do a big funny here, because I'm already not psychotic enough being a Night Lord, and I don't care for other people that much. He decides to get his navigator, is it Octavia? And she has her psycher's third eye. He tortures all the parts of the members of the choir, of all ages, shall I say. My man loves a bit of diversity. He gathers the people of all ages, and they just slowly torture them, just to the point of utter, complete like insanity. People like a dribbling, like gould, like flayed mess. And then he gets his Octavia navigator and basically exposes her third eye to them in their souls, to the point where these psychers essentially will then delve in, they'll witness the madness of the warp in this eye, and they essentially just explode through like sheer madness, like of knowing the dark truths of the warp after all of this torture. But every time this happens, Octavia, like it's affecting her too. Doesn't matter. She falls unconscious. He just ragdoll drags her around the room and just kills each psyker one by one. And this eventually ends up creating a massive echo in the warp. It creates like a warp wave that essentially shatters and breaks other choirs and navigation systems for light years around, to the point where it creates a natural disaster of, like, on the Malice example earlier, just disrupting normal Imperial things kills people. This wave kills, I mean, they can't even calculate. They don't know how many people died because of this, but it is an untold act of just disgusting, like some twisted mind would have to come up with this. And Talos is like, yeah, that's my big move. This is my big stamp on the galaxy, guys. Then the Eldar show up, which is funny.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure they cut her legs off, and she eventually does kill all of them. But then Talos just gets a grenade and just goes, "Hug me, brother," and he dies with her, which is funny again. But so they do end up all dying. But man, Talos is as much as like the book builds you up, you kind of think like, oh, he's just a funny guy. He's a bit of a ruthless bastard. I don't mind. And then at the end of the third book, Aaron Densky Bowden really reminds you, like, no, this guy is the worst person. Like, he's done more damage than most people. I mean, maybe he's killed more people than Khan. Who knows? Like, technically, but yeah, he's a scum, absolute scumbag. Eldar dub again in the end, even though despite the Night Lords, like they run into the tunnels and they're like, we'll ambush them, and they're like, yeah, we'll go into your ambushes, and Jane Czar does kill everyone. But
I'm Jane Czar. Kiss my ass.
yeah, I know. I think doesn't the dreadnought at the end like stomp on her body? I think he doesn't even get
A
to kill
little
her.
bit.
I can't remember. It's been a hot minute since I read it, but yeah,
Malakari was cool.
Talos is a terrifyingly because in a way in the lore, like it builds you up to like him, and then he just does the most horrific thing ever, and he starts like being horrible to characters who are you like, and they're just vulnerable human. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm willing to burn worlds.
I'm a Night Lord.
I don't kill worlds. I make them suffer. So shout out to Talos for being probably the one person you don't want to meet in an alleyway. Right? Fabius Bile would be like the realization of what he could do. I just would try and end it before Talos got his hands on me. So yeah, that is a pretty horrifying thing. I did have Colin, do you have an honorable mention as well? I don't know if you had an honorable mention.
I do have one honorable mention who's scary in his own special way. Balthasar Gelt.
Hey!
Yeah.
Imagine you are a young imperial, accountant or some whatever tax man, the guy who keeps track of all the gold. You hear a wizard is coming to town. All right, it's a wizard. They're scary on their own and in fantasy and psychers and 40k, right? Weird etheric powers. They might explode and turn into demons. It's rough, but he's an officially sanctioned wizard. That's fine. It should be fine. You go about your day. You go to work. You go to log a few last things in the treasury. The gold is now lead. There's no more gold. Where did it go?
Law of metal.
He is terrifying to accountants. He is terrifying to bankers. And perhaps most of all, he is terrifying to economists. For he, with a wave of his hands, can devalue your entire nation's currency by 10%.
God bless this man and all of his endeavors. Hero of the people, really.
It's look, if there was a man who could save us from Wall Street, who could be the terror of the 1%.
Yeah.
Isn't he the only grand grand wizard? That's a different kind of title. Isn't he the only leader of the Supreme Patriarch who still has a bounty on his head, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he scammed a taxi driver.
That's really fucking awesome.
He didn't need to do that. But
no, he didn't. He just did it for the love of the game, like any cool guy should.
We call it the hustle.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I do have does anyone else? If anyone else has any other one, I have one last honorable mention to give to everyone. Which I don't know if it's necessarily terrifying to everybody, but I'd like to speak a little bit, give some respect on his name to Usharan, who is. Well, thing is, thing is, he's not terrifying to everybody because if, say, you're a flesh eater, you're a ghoul, this guy is the best thing ever. This guy is your king, your grand ghoul king. But to you, he doesn't look like that. He just looks like a really big boy. He looks like a grand night king. Grand king of the night. He is a resplendent figure who cares for his people. He is loving. He is honorable. A little bit fat. He will admit he's been to too many parties. He even says in his own words. But he's a great guy, and he wanders his realm looking after his people. Now you're human. So you're a little human buddy. You'll realize that you do not see this grand, majestic king. You, in fact, see the biggest vampire MF you have probably ever seen in your entire life. He is a basically Primarch-sized ghoul vampire, wearing a crown of bone. He's got a fur cloak, and the skulls of many a dead rattle on his chains. And the thing is, he is terrifying not just because of his physical imposing figure. He's terrifying because he annihilates civilizations through kindness. He will gift you his blood, which will slowly rot your teeth. you will make your fingernails lengthen. Your eyes will turn into little boulders of like blood, like it's like bloodstone with like little black drops in the middle, and you will start to rave mad things. But don't worry, salvation does come, because you will then, in his presence, receive the majesty of the Ghoul King, and he will declare that he loves you, he loves his people, and all you have to do is go attack other settlements, human colonies, live in crypts and burrows, which they, again, for people who, for Flesh Eater Courts, they are like under some delusion where they don't perceive their own state. Usharan has been alive for so long, and he is so mad that he doesn't realize like his existence is essentially fucked up. He doesn't realize that he came from a world that no longer exists. He simply roams his own lands and kingdoms, corrupting and building an empire of ghoul vampires that slowly turn into these mad courts where all humans are flesh because they eat flesh. That's right, he eats people. Other characters kill people. This guy eats people, and he likes people very much because they taste good. He was imprisoned by Nagash at one point for who knows how long, until some silly goobers in the age of chaos and Sigmar's realm or time, they released him from his Nagash prison, and he was set out onto the world to once again absolutely create mayhem and create his own dark empire. But he is so mad and so far gone, he doesn't even remember that Nagash imprisoned him ever. So he's like, this Nagash guy seems kind of interesting. He just doesn't, he can't recall, like, he's probably a being who existed for thousands and thousands of years, and he slowly will corrupt you. He will ruin everything you love, will turn to ash and dust, or worse, madness. But it's terrifying in a sense. You have no idea what you will become. He's not the scariest, I don't think, but I do enjoy his little, like, the fact of, you know, is a perspective thing of he's not terrifying to his people, and then he's terrifying to anybody who sees this enormous loping creature in the night that I assure you can run at full speed faster than most things because he is a vampire. So that would be terrifying to even go near, and he is willing to kill anybody who hurts his people. So you are not going to live very long. If you defended yourself from a ghoul, you're basically fucked. So enjoy that. That is my last one for the people there. If they get more Age of Sigmar lore, by the way, Age of Sigmar lore is kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. Needs a map though. It needs a map so bad. Age of Sigmar.
It does have maps.
I'll tell you, Arthur. Do you have this thing of like? How much are you familiar with Age of Sigmar lore, Arthur?
Decent amount. A lot of the early stuff I'm pretty into. I do play the game as well, but I have read a few things here and there. I do like it.
I'm getting more into it. I think my issue was always like I said this to Colin, Eli in the chat, people before. Like I liked in the old world, it had a world map, and you could understand where you are and like the regions of different places where.
The scale was drawn back a little bit more.
It was more like, in a way, I know it's fantasy, but I felt more like grounded in that world. Whereas Age of Sigmar is so big that you almost go like, "Where the fuck am I? Where is this?" I don't know if everyone feels that way though, but I'm enjoying it more.
I get it. It is a feature / downside of the setting, depending on what you're into. I mean, it is. I mean, I don't know. In that regards, though, I view it as similar to 40K, where it's a Forge World blew up. Oh no! Yeah. Anyways, here's the next 10,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I put some hate on someone's name before we finish though? Because I have a bone to pick with someone in particular. Dale Lucas, who wrote the Usharan book. Why is Usharan on the front cover and he's barely in the book? I'm getting a lot of Warhammer
trend.
Books. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's happened before, I think, too. I think like I would need to look through it again and stuff. But if I remember correctly, like the end times Thanquil's barely in his own fucking book.
Yeah, I do like the book though, but it's like the amount of Warhammer books I read where the title character is barely in the book, like the Angron book, the Fulgrim like demon books, they're not there, bro. I mean, to be fair, like I get that people say like Horus Rising, and then Horus only be rising in about 35% of the book. So
Yeah.
It's I don't know. GW loves doing that for some reason. My favorite is the Caiaphas Cain books, though, like the one where him and a Tau Fire Warrior are fighting back to back. That scene is not in the book; it just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
there's a few of that in the Caiaphas Cain.
Yeah,
Isn't it? One of them has like a chain
and the Horus
sword and
Heresy.
something else. I don't know. Yeah, but shout out to the weird enough recently. It'll be a different episode, but the Dropslight Massacre book that came out not that long ago, Colin, which you said was pointless. By the way, it's actually quite good. So
I don't care if
John
it's good.
French.
it's kind of good though. It's kind of good.
Look, I've got at least like 3 more years I'm going to put money on that I'm going to feel the pressure that I need to start talking about the heresy.
Yeah.
I got 3.5 whole settings to look at.
Yeah, it won't go away.
Thank you, Blood Bowl.
I hope I think that's my Usharan was my last. There's again people who were listening, do comment below in the comment section the characters who generally make you shart. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's your criteria for absolute horror. It's a good one, I will admit. It's a really good one.
A good shot. Right. We have any last
we do. We have a few last. I'll start us off. Pando plays for 5. Arthur, would you rather do Talos Raw or Thanquil Raw?
What does he mean by this?
Who's seen the rat video?
Man, you know, I really wasted the Your Mother card really early in this stream.
I mean, that would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect, but you can't just do it over and over again. And if you're going to do it over and over again, you do the 3. So, Talos, no breaks.
I can step in and say, your father.
Ooh,
your bloodline.
Why are me and Andy black screen? Is it like that for
anyone? No, it looks fine on stream.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Colin doing black stream? Wow, that's crazy.
Oh no.
Okay.
A couple from Xenon. GW Horror, that one drunk kid that called Gotrek Flagon Slayer. Wow.
That one drunk kid did not go home that night.
And another one from him. Who has the biggest skinning pit, Arthur or Red? Ooh.
I would say probably me. But what I do in my skinning pit is not anyone else's
my business.
Concern. Yeah, exactly.
Cranking the skin hog.
Yeah.
Thanks, Colin.
Who wants this
No
one?
problems. I hate the words that come out of my mouth too.
Yeah. Set 499. Be me, a wild Gotrek appears whilst going through the tall grass, brackets tavern, and you don't have a master ball, brackets tankard of ale, and you can't run. Fuck.
You're just gonna die. Like, that's it. You're just gonna die.
All right. Based.
Big one here. Do you want this one?
You know me as Chomsky.
Nomius Chomsky for €20. Hell yeah, man. Honestly, the most horrifying thing for me from 40k is a story of a girl of the Crystal Labyrinth. The fact that she successfully went through the maze and answered correctly the riddle from the Guardian terrifies me. I mean, Nomius, if you're afraid of children, that's just, you're just a grown man, and that's fine. We all just, I mean, I don't know what I'm going with that, but we all will not help people if they are lost.
Isn't like it's implied that was like Dorothy and Toto?
Something like that.
Well, it was a girl and her small black dog, which I know isn't supposed to go off of, but
in Wonderland.
There's already enough like pop culture references surely in Warhammer. They don't need to go take more, do they?
It was 90% pop culture reference.
I know.
Not wrong. I do think it's kind of cool. Yeah, you know what? That's my head. It was Dorothy and Toto, and that's where we got the idea for the movie.
The next one was
Warlock for $1.99. Gotrek is abusive. Dad is drunk again. Horror. Oh no. He's not back with cigarettes. He's back.
Spooky Kabuki. God bless our rules helper.
Oh yeah, absolute legend. Tell that one, Colin.
Summer King baby, Big Oosh.
Big Oosh.
The Resident Raven. I've missed waiting y'all live, but I'm back, baby. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you, man.
Good to see you. And last one from Donkey Man. The Super Cup beta is finished rendering. Time to upload. I look forward to it.
It's just an hour of me saying sus
I'm
things.
hyped. I am hyped.
Yeah. Every episode.
Godspeed.
Can we even post it though without getting it like our YouTube ruined?
I mean, maybe not to, don't put it.
No,
on
maybe
YouTube.
not. Maybe not.
It's in the Discord.
Yeah.
If you want to go see that, I'm not proud of anything I have said ever. I am ashamed to my bloodline and my family. Please do watch. Join the Discord. And yeah, I stand by everything I said. There you go. I'll leave it at that.
Well, I think that was terrifying stuff, wasn't it? Thank you very much, Connor, for joining us today. And just to let you know, folks, the moment we went live, a bunch of stuff came out on Arthur's second and first channel. So go have a look at that as well.
Yeah.
Competed with his release schedule.
Take a look.
It's really funny. But yeah, no, I've been working on a bunch of shit behind the scenes. A lot of times I've been kind of baiting the fact that, every time someone pays me with memberships, it goes to something cool. And it's been funneled into my second channel as well as paying the editors on my main channel. Second channel had probably what I consider likely the best video I've ever made. Go live at 6 p.m. Unironically, the most effort I've ever put into a video. And I really think it turned out pretty great. Yay.
Hell yeah, man.
We'll go check it out.
Thanks for coming on, man. Once again, as always, way funnier than us. We're trying to keep up, but we're getting old, man. We need to be put take to the woods and put down at this rate. You know. Welcome to Unk Crimes, as always.
God.
Yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed that though. Thanks again, Arthur, for coming on. I make more things.
You're fine. You're fine.
I know, but I know
it's only weird if you make it weird. I'm making it weird. I will gladly come on you all anytime you ask.
That's the biggest compliment I've received this year.
Me when it's still been a while.
Me when it's still been a while. I like that.
Me when the wind is strong, stiff breeze. Okay, thanks everyone for listening.
Godspeed. Thank you all for
apologies for my intro, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.